Jeffrey was not prepared for this part of his life. Once he finished school, he had no plan on what to do as a man. And so he was pulled towards the easiest pleasures and desires, wasting his time on porn, video games, and movies. He wanted to be great, he wanted to be a superhero, but he just didn't know what to do with his life. What job should he get? What business should he start? No one prepared him for the realities of life once he left school, and he struggled. He battled depression, anxiety, and negative thoughts. He felt like he was disappointing his parents every single day. He just didn't know what to do. Adonis sees young Jeffrey in the pit of despair and lends him a muscular helping hand. And it becomes so clear to Jeffrey, this is the path. Step by step by step, Jeffrey is able to find meaning and purpose in his life. He goes from being unemployed and feeling like a loser, like a disappointment, to feeling like he's contributing to people that he cares about. Jeffrey's happy. You've done it again, Adonis. It's not to focus on money or the business model that's going to try and, get you to be financially free. It's to instead focus on mastering a skill that results in the money. When you focus on the money, the subscribers, the resources, when that's your goal, the 10K a month, 1 million followers, you end up like almost sacrificing your values and just trying to take like whatever you can get, thinking what can make me money, what can make me money. That isn't the powerful way to live. Instead, what's better is you figure out which skill you'd like to become a master at, and then that becomes your vehicle for making money. And then you're thinking, okay, sounds like fine, but like, how do I know which skill that I should be going into? When you were a child, when you were a teenager, there was a skill, like some kind of task, some kind of mission that was right for you, that you had some weird pull towards. Because of social judgments, because of your parents, because of friends and what you saw on movies, you kind of stopped believing that you could focus on that. Your parents maybe told you to be more realistic. You started to get pigeonholed into just studying, and maybe now in the last few years it's been all about like online businesses. But there was probably something that might stick out to you if you just allow it. Like don't keep yourself in the sort of frequency, like the sort of like vibe of like, oh, I can't figure it out. But really allow yourself to really think and like be nice to yourself here and think to yourself like, yeah, I'm gonna find it. What was the skill? Think back to particular weird interests that you had as a child. For me, it was giving advice to people. I was 5 years old, 6, 7 years old. The new term that like the young guys are using is like lock in. I was that kid telling my friends to like lock in when we were literally like 6 years old. Not in the like, oh, we gotta make money, but the idea that we should have like a goal and we should be like working towards something. But what I noticed was like I had this weird pull to try and encourage people to like achieve good goals. You might be able to think of something like that, and it could serve you to pause this video, to just sit there for a moment and don't put yourself in a negative headspace, because there'll be some guys watching this saying like, oh well, I can't find it anyway. Put yourself in a positive headspace and think to yourself, yeah, what was it? What did I used to enjoy? Maybe ask your parents as well. Was there anything that I had like a big interest with? What we want to do is find a skill that you feel is right for you, that then you want to go through the trials and tribulations to master and hit. You know what the beautiful thing about this is? You clicked on this video because you're feeling lost. You don't really know what to do with your life. This is it. That concept of like not knowing what to do with your life. People just make it relate to which career and business that they want to go into. But I would tell you for now, forget the career in business. First think about the skill. Then we can put you into the career in business that benefits from your skill. So which skill do you want to master? And maybe if you can't think of like, the one from childhood, just ask yourself logically, which skill do you want to master? Because hopefully you have the positive thought and the sort of self-belief where you're thinking like, okay, you know what? If I put in like 8 hours a day into learning and practicing a skill, I could become amazing at it in a few years. Obviously, maybe I'm not starting off at a high level, but I could become really good at it in a few years time, 5 years, 10 years. You probably have that self-belief, right? Basically, any skill possible is available for you. So the skills can be, this is my bias, so don't just let this limit your thinking. But let's say the skills that I could consider for myself: giving advice and encouragement to people, coaching, teaching, mentorship. You see, like these are all potential skills that I could choose between, interests that I've had in my life. And then you just choose one where you're like, you know what, if I could become a master at that skill, that would be cool as fuck. Like that would give my life a lot of direction and meaning. If you're trying to decide between two different skills, an interesting question you can ask yourself is, what kind of people will you be surrounded by if you became amazing at this skill? I remember I was on the flight to Bali and I was writing down that I wanted to get more into kickboxing. kickboxing and I wanted to have like a kickboxing fight. That'd be cool. In the last like 1 or 2 years, I haven't had that much like fitness discipline as I've wanted. So I wanted to have like a season of leveling up this skill. And as I was writing this, I stopped and I was like, you know what? I think that would surround me with the best kind of men. Like, I'll be real with you here. I've had like a lot of different social circles. I've had like the video gamers, I've had like the weightlifters, the bodybuilders, I've had the entrepreneurs, the influencers. And now I'm having some of the like the fighters as like, you know, friends. And I speculated this and I think it is true. Probably being around fighters is like the best kind of guys to be around. Not even for the idea of like, you know, safety or you're with friends who can fight. Like, fuck me, I have a lot of respect for those guys. Just yesterday I was doing my session with my coach and there's 2 guys from my gym who are fighting today. So this was yesterday, right? So they were getting ready for the weigh-in. So that's where like they need to be super lightweight to step on a scale to be like underneath a certain weight. And my friend who was fighting, he's there on the floor of the gym wrapped in like tin foil and towels and a sunglass to like sweat out the last like little bits of water. He's got a bunch of people around him who are putting like tiny bits of like ice on his face just so he doesn't get like, I don't know, too dry or something. And later on I see him in the changing rooms and he looks lean, like not even lean in like, you know, a nice attractive way, but like crackhead lean. Like his stomach has went down like this wide. I'm like literally, and his face is all sunken in. Imagine like looking at it like a crackhead. I don't say that to be disrespectful, but you get my point, like the sunken face, right? And you know, he's still keeping like good humor and stuff, but I was like, bro, I fucking respect, like I gave him a fist bump. It's like, I fucking respect what you're doing. That must be so difficult. And he was like, yeah, you know, like I can't wait to just get the weigh in and then I can eat and I can just drink some more water. And I was like, holy fuck, like that's cool as fuck, right? And it's at this point that I felt so grateful that it was kickboxing, the skill that I decided to level up recently. So maybe for you, if you're trying to figure out which skill it is, just ask yourself, like, what do you want to make progress in? Who would you like to be surrounded by?